Let's look into some more things with Vue here. And one of the things we just did was we operated with the computed properties here. I'm just going to show you one more that's very similar to computed, but it isn't similar, of course. Why would I show you if it wasn't? So just after you compute it here, you are going to create a comma so you can separate for the next one. And what we're going to look at is something called a watch. And watch is something we can use specifically if we're using asynchronous calls. We won't really be using them here, but going forward it's a really good idea to be using them. So for example, if you're using Firestore, file databases and things like that where you need to have some asynchronous call, watch can be a good idea to do because computer can't really handle them, whereas we would use watch for this. But let's just go through and see what it actually does. So we're just going to create a really simple illustration here to show you. So this isn't really needed for the app, so if you just want to watch, that's fine, you don't have to recreate it. What I'm going to watch here is, I have something up here and I'm just going to watch the attendant name, right? So because I know that will change at least throughout this, whatever we're going to do. So I'm just going to paste this in and I'm going to declare this the name of this, and as I do with up here where with our computer we have the name and then we state it's a function and we create the function here, so the structure of this one. Now the only thing I really just want to do here is just console something out so we can see that the watch actually triggered, right? So watching you, like so. And let's just save this and see what this does for now. So I'm refreshing here and it says watching you. We haven't done anything. Nothing has really changed, but let's try adding a name, Homer. And now you can see watch is being actually pushed in twice. That's because this is being watched twice. We're in the index here, we're actually getting where they go away up here somewhere where we're punching in the name up here and it's being put into the app and it's being moved around and we have the computed as well. So it's being watched twice because things have changed for this data. Maybe not the data have changed specifically, but we are changing the data and maybe how it's being shown or whatever. So this is just really a quickly one. Now if you're thinking what should I use watch for? Well, that's a good question. If we just go to VueJS on their own here and go to the computer properties and watches, if you want a more thorough go through of what it actually is, this is just a little bit down where it says computer versus watches properties. And again, it's really more about if you're using asynchronous task that you want to continue. If some data has a change and you want to, and this data will affect some other things, then you could use a watch for this. The example they have in here is, well, don't overuse it because the code can actually be a little bit more cleverly written if you just use computer properties. So this would be the computer properties, whereas this is the watch properties. But by using watch, we can separate them a little bit more, and again, we can use the asynchronous, which we can't really do down here, as I am understanding it. So there are cases for it to use, but as they also stated here, it is tempting to use it quite a lot if you're especially coming from the Angular background, but they would rather see us use the computed one, if it's possible, of course. But that's just quickly so you know that something called watches that's more meant for asynchronous call and not what we're doing right now. So see you in the next video.